Hey guys, it's Kaylee here, and welcome to my channel. Thanks for stopping by, I appreciate it. AI is such a growing topic, and so I wanted to put my own little spin on the conversation around AI, and more specifically, AI image generation. So let's generate some AI. So when recording this next part, I did not realize that my microphone sounded like a potato. I really don't know what happened, but my microphone's good now, so I apologize. So I'm gonna generate some AI generated nail images or whatever. Free AI art generator. Why not? I don't want to sign in with anything. Ooh, Microsoft and their, what is it, Gemini? No, that's, you know what? We're just gonna use something else. Generate AI images. Oh my god. Let's do it. Okay. Deep AI. Okay, I don't think I need to make an account for this. Oh my god, there are so many ads. Choose shape. Ooh, let's go with this square shape. That sounds fun. Oh, it looks like she missed the nail a little bit over here, but that's okay. Maybe that's a new look. I knew AI was bad about generating hands and nails and stuff. This is a whole other level. I don't know how to feel about this. Oh my goodness. Here's image of some nail art. This actually looks kind of good, not gonna lie. Oh my goodness. Okay. These are chrome nails. These are also supposedly in trend this year, although I feel like chrome nails are in trend every year. Now this is fun. I like this. What else should I ask? I do want a cursed image that I can use though. Oh, I can have different art styles? What about crochet version 3? What does that mean? Oh my god, this is nightmare fuel. Okay. This is if you had a bunch of random nail vinyls and you didn't know what to do with them. Oh, maybe putting nail polish instead of just nails will give me something? Oh my god. That's cool. Okay, I have 23 different nail images that I've saved. I feel like we have enough to work with. Hopefully I can make something out of all this stuff. First, I wanted to start with this design. This has a nice variety of different ideas and techniques, and I especially like this dotted nail. She's very interesting. I started with the simplest nails, and yes, I realize that this purple nail is a gradient. For this lovely little gradient nail, I'm starting with a base of Butterscotch hop. To protect my skin, I'm using a really old liquid latex. It's the only one I have. I'm using a cosmetic sponge to create a nice smooth gradient between Butterscotch hop and my Chihuahua Bites. And I am so impressed by that red coverage. I don't know what I was expecting, but I was not expecting that. I was really struggling to get the edges of my nails, but after really squishing that sponge in there, I eventually got it. This is a gorgeous gradient. And now time for my favorite nail, starting with one coat of slightly old and thick, not milky white. Using my largest dotting tool and a bit of one coat black, I tried my best to replicate the dots from the AI image. For recreating this image, I had to bring in Minestrone. Everyone say hi, Minestrone.
Hi, Minestrone.
This photo process wasn't too difficult, and though the hand position wasn't my personal preference, it was tolerable. I feel like this was a pretty successful recreation. I did accidentally reverse the dots on the nail, but it's not really that big of a deal. To criticize the AI, I honestly don't think this is a super unique or innovative idea. I'm sure someone has done nails like this in the past, but probably with more dots. Overall, if I were to rate this AI on its design idea, I would give it a 3 out of 10. At least the colors kind of go together, but overall the nails aren't very cohesive with each other and they just seem a bit random. Since cohesiveness was a problem with the last image, let's do something a little more cohesive. Plus 3 fingers. This looks so insanely similar to a frosted metal, so I started out with some fake date. I sponged it on to get that full coverage and added another coat on top of that just to make sure I covered everything. The frosted metals are so underrated. I feel like this is the closest to how they look in real life, and they are absolutely gorgeous. Now it's time for the more complex nails. I started out with What Do You Pink, which I realized later on was a little too dark and true pink leaning to perfectly match the AI image, but oh well. Now I can't tell if these are leaves or vines. I don't really know, but it does look a bit like black flaky taco, so I'm just gonna use that so I don't have to freehand anything. Now I'm going to go in with some fake date on a sponge, and I am not creating a smooth gradient. This is a jagged, harsh line we're going for. So there, that looks pretty good. And I'm going to seal in this absolutely gorgeous nail design with a top coat. To try to replicate the blue colored background, I had some handmade paper I made a few years ago in a similar color and just taped that up with the idea of altering the color to be more accurate in editing. Positioning my nails for the image was so uncomfortable. Maybe it's just my anatomy, but I cannot get my thumb to turn that far. Like, it's just not working. I wish I would have had a base color a little closer to the AI image, but I do think What Do You Pink was the closest out of the colors that I had. We can just adjust this a little bit, and there we go. You can't even tell it's not the right color. To be honest, the idea of putting a topper on and then adding a gradient over top is something that I've never really considered doing. It is pretty creative and innovative, but one could also argue that the AI didn't tell me to put a topper on underneath the gradient. That was just an idea that stemmed from my interpretation of the image, so I guess I can't give all the credit to the AI. I don't exactly know why I decided to rate the AI, but I'll give this one a 5 out of 10. But I'm gonna take off some points because AI doesn't know how to generate hands, so 3 out of 10. So these past designs have been pretty cool and all, but what about something more trendy? I don't personally keep up with nail trends too much, but there's a first for everything. This is probably not the easiest way to do this, but I don't have a color that matches this image, so I'm gonna try to make one, starting with 4 coats. Yes, that's right, 4 coats of passion, and adding 2 coats of smoothing base to try to tone down the intensity of the pink. Now, my favorite detail about this image are these 2 little glitters on the nail. To get some gold glitter, I'm gonna use gold Playbutton. My first attempt of this didn't quite work, but by the second and third, I eventually got the hang of it. Unfortunately, it's now time to put away the holo. After spending way too much time editing this image, I finally ended up with something mediocre. Note the fact that there are 2 right hands in both images. These nails are definitely not my style. I'm not one to wear beige cremes, even if it does have 2 little dots of holo. Even though the color I ended up with wasn't exact to the image, I will admit it's a very pretty color. I'd rate this one 2 holo glitters out of 10. After this experience, I feel like we have all learned that AI doesn't appreciate holo glitter enough, and it still can't generate hands properly.
It is now time to get a little more serious.
I am having more technical issues with my microphone, so this is what we're gonna have for today. RIP. So I wanted to have a more serious conversation about AI before I finish off this video, because there's a lot more to AI than just silly little pictures and all that stuff. When it comes to image generation, there just seems to be a lack of care behind it as a whole. There's not much thought that goes into how is this going to affect other people, and what are the consequences of making this image and making it public and sharing it with people. And this brings me to my first complaint. My Pinterest homepage has been absolutely bombarded with AI-generated images, and it's driving me insane. This is a specific problem when I'm searching for crochet images, or crochet inspiration, I guess, which is very frustrating because most of the time when people post their crochet designs, they typically post it with a blog that includes the pattern, or maybe a shop listing that has the pattern that you can pay for so you could remake that same thing that they made. But with AI images, there is no pattern because it's not something you can make. It's just an image. The AI is just giving me an amalgamation of things that already exist, which I would have seen on my homepage if the AI images weren't already clogging my feed. Pinterest, if you are watching this video, somehow, for some reason, please implement some rules where AI images need to be disclosed in some way. Maybe put a little symbol in the top corner of the image, and please moderate these things. And if something that is AI generated is not disclosed, there should be repercussions for that, because that's not okay. This is a very harmless example of this, but AI can and already has gotten out of control when it comes to spreading false information. Another interesting thing when it comes to AI images specifically is the line in which something is AI generated and when it's not considered AI generated. There are a lot of very helpful AI tools within photo editing. Some of them can be used to expand images or to erase something that's distracting in the background. But is that considered AI generated? For me personally, I think that when the focal point of the image, or focal points if there are multiple, is AI generated, that image should be considered AI generated as a whole. Even if it's a real photo and someone slapped something that's AI generated on top of that, I do think that should be considered AI generated. Now, if it's something where you just expand the background a little bit or erase something that's distracting, I don't think that's necessarily AI generated, but we all have our different thoughts and opinions on that, and it's a very blurred line, so I don't know. Maybe I'm just preying on the downfall of AI image generation because I'm going to school for graphic design and I'd like to have a future career, but maybe that's too much to ask for. If I've learned anything from my design classes I've taken, it's that good design is design that goes unnoticed. And I think this applies really well to our situation with AI right now. A lot of the really popular AI that we're seeing coming out today are chatbots, and most of the time those are not the best way to implement AI into some sort of company or website or program, whatever it is. Chatbots typically aren't the best thing. A lot of the best uses for AI are things that we don't even know are AI, and I don't mean that in a spreading false information type of way. I mean that as in we don't have to know it's AI to be able to use it or benefit from it. For example, a lot of social media algorithms use AI to figure out what to recommend to you, which you could see as good or bad. Also, if you're trying to get directions to get somewhere, AI is sometimes used to find the best route and the most traffic-free route to get you there as quickly as possible, which you could also say is good or bad. There will always be people out there who don't care and are just looking to make a quick buck, and there will always be companies that do the same thing. And we can't avoid them all or get rid of them all, but I do think it is important to be able to know what to look out for so we can avoid being taken advantage of from these companies and people. In the end, I think AI can be a really good tool, just maybe not a replacement for complete things. It may feel all doom and gloom. Even I feel that way sometimes when it comes to AI and AI taking over things and replacing things, but it doesn't have to be that way. Just because AI can make something similar to what you can make or do something similar to what you can do doesn't mean it has to replace it. If you enjoy being artistic and drawing or painting, there's no reason to stop doing that just because AI is kind of able to do that, which it's really not, but whatever. For artists specifically, art is a human thing, and no computer can make that. You can make that. So if you enjoy it, you should keep making it. I hope you have a great day, and I will hopefully see you in the next video. Bye. Cool.